play, let's do an activity. It's called Simon Says. It's for me to check kung actively listening ko. Okay. Pag sabi ko Simon Says, tapos may action word, yun yung gagawin nyo. Pero pag walang Simon, hindi ginagawa. Okay. Simon says, stand up. Simon says, touch your chin. Simon says, jump 2 times. 3 times. Okay, Simon says, touch your ear. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Simon, we're talking to Simon. Okay, next activity. Stand your ground. So I need 1 representative each row. Isa-isa lang. Kaya na kayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tayo na sa gitna.
Per room man, pa mo na oh.
Okay. Ang wala nila, may ibigay ako na phrase, tapos based sa inyo lang talaga, opinion nyo talaga kung strongly agree kayo, strongly disagree, or neutral. Yun lang. Magpunta na kayo kung saan na lugar. Sabi ko na kaya. Sige na. Tingnan ko lang ako ano. Uy, go na! Ito lang ang phrase. Tapos, pag nakatawa mo, wait, di ba niya bawal mag-base na? Depende sa inyong opinion. Yun lang. Isirin ko lang siya. Okay. Okay, sa inyong phrase, tapos, based on your opinion, strongly disagree or neutral lang kayo. Sabi yung iba, okay. First phrase. Brains are more important than effort. Brains are more important than effort. Neutral ka. Okay. Isa ni Drea. Bakit natin na ng timing guys. Brains are more important than effort. Mas makalearn ka doon sa effort. Yung grades namin, para yung mga estudyante kasi nagkakapi lang siya, so walang learning. Respect should always be earned, not given automatically. Respect should always be earned, not given automatically. Okay. Bakit? Ay, ka na naman. Bakit? Respect should always be earned, not given automatically. Dapat nahihirapan mo siya Last one. Honesty is more important than protecting the feelings of others. Honesty. Stand your guard, honesty is more important than protecting the feelings of others. Agree. Kung ano talaga yung feeling nyo? Agree. Ano talaga yung feeling mo? Ano talaga? Okay, honesty is more important than protecting the feelings of others. sinasabi ng so this is our classroom. Skip that. Intended learning outcomes. Number one is identify levels of practice effective domain and how they influence student learning. Differentiate between the levels of the effective domain using real-life classroom scenarios. Construct learning objectives that incorporate the effective domain to enhance lesson planning and student engagement. Appreciate the role of effective domain in fostering positive student attitudes, values, and motivation. So, taxonomy ng effective domain in 1964, they Pratbull, Bloom's, and Masha, sila yung nag-expound nung Bloom's taxonomy para makabuo ng effective domain na bagong taxonomy objectives na nag-focus dito sa effective domain. So, itong effective domain, sabi dito ni Pratbull, Bloom, and Masha ng 1964, it is the effective domain as the area of learning that involves emotion, attitudes, values, and gradual internalization of beliefs. And according to Anderson Gradol, 2001, domain is a classification of learning objectives based on different types of learning processes. So, effective domain is a domain that deals with emotions, attitude, values, and development of appreciation for learning. So my alam ko meron na tayong idea about this effective domain. So my question is, why do you think effective domain is important in education? Why do you think effective domain is important in education? Joshua, give me number. 10. Ikaw na, 1. 6. 7. Janica, sino ang gusto mo na magsagot sa question? Sino? Sige Why do you think effective domain is important in education? Why do you think effective domain is important?
Because it deals with values of the student that they will be acquired. Because it is important in education because it deals with the students' values that they need to acquire.
Okay. How do you personally set up? So how do you personally apply effective domain in your study?
I think by
How do you apply effective domain?
using it in our real life situations, the values that I earn or learn in school, the values.
Okay. That's how
I apply.
Thank you so much, Gaman. So, effective domain has, ito pala, may ano kayo, idea kung anong levels ng effective domain. Yes, ito na. So, this domain has 5 key levels arranged from least to the most complex. Number 1, pinakababa, receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, yung pinakamataas is characterizing or is internalization. So, the first is receiving. It is concerned with student sensitivity to the existence of certain phenomena and stimuli. That is, or with students' willingness to receive or to attend to the stimuli. So meron tayo 3 key words dyan: awareness, willingness, and control potential. So in this phase, the student is aware na merong stimuli. The student is aware, and then willing siya na mag-attend. For example, this class, you are aware na magkakaroon tayo ng micro-teaching, and then you are willing to listen. But, meron din tayong controlled attention. Itong controlled attention, you're willing to attend dito sa class. But, some of you, iba yung iniisip, kahit saan nagkapunta yung utak. So, iba sa inyo, hindi nakafocus sa kung ano yung lesson ngayon. Hindi kayo nakafocus dito sa report, but iisip nyo na, anong oras kayo uuwi mamaya? Anong ulam nyo mamaya ng gabi? That is receiving.
Sino sa kanila?
Okay. So, in this receiving, paano nyo masasabi, can you give the example that a student is in receiving stage? Anyone? Kasabi, kapag ang isang estudyante ay nasa receiving stage, any idea, Miss Lambon? Any idea? Pag sinabi natin yung isang estudyante ay nasa receiving stage pa, how do you say na yung isang estudyante na nasa receiving stage? Student is in receiving stage kapag siya ay identified. Aware siya. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Ang isang estudyante na sa receiving stage pa lang is kapag siya ay alam niya talaga na yung stimuli. Aware. Yan yung keyword natin. Awareness, willingness, control, attention. So, the next one is, ito pala, meron pa tayong behavioral terms. Sa receiving, meron tayong ask, chooses, describes, follows, gives, holds, identifies, locates, names, points to, selects, sits, erects, replies, or uses. So, pwede mo siyang ilagay doon sa inyong objectives. Like this example. Makibasa? Everyone, number 1.
Identify and name different geometric shapes in their surroundings. Follow instructions in simple experiment to observe the effect of neat one.
Ano napansin nyo? Nag-identify lang siya. Aware. Like, na ano ba bang ginawa niya? Wala na diba? Identify the name, different geometric shapes, and their surroundings. Alam nila yun. Follow instructions. Wala. Ha?
Hindi siya cognitive.
Cognitive? Pwede din kasi siya sa affective kasi you can identify naman sa affective pero nakabase pa rin kung ano yung binigay mo na stage. For example, dyan, sa identify the names. Nag-identify siya yung mga shapes doon sa surroundings niya. But, based here sa mga behavioral terms niya, you can use identify sa paggawa ng activities.
Ay, hindi ba kasi ba like, di ba sa cognitive, identify ko lang mas maganda yung cognitive surrounding. So, I mean, curious sa concept ng values. Affective na din siya.
Dito bang kasi sa receiving, like, aware ka pa lang, hindi pa siya ng values talaga. Like, aware ka pa lang, you're willing to attend the class, gano'n. Hindi pa siya nakapunta doon sa part 1. That is, papunta pa lang kayo sa, ito pa lang talaga yung case. This is receiving. Okay, ano pa? Verification. Wala. Okay, next one. Responding. Okay, basa everyone? mag-respond doon sa stimuli. Yeah, that's receiving. So can you give me an example na mula siya sa receiving papunta sa responding? Any idea? Miss Bacolod.
For example, sa mga outside food na activities, like, okay lang na sa outside activities. Okay lang na sa outside activities. Outside communication. For example, sa amin kasi is, di ano pa lang, i-propose pa lang yun sa, about sa mga fellowship, yun. Tapos, syempre, nag-ano kami na, nag-simple kami na, bali na attend me. And then, when we, tapos nung napukaw na ang amot na ano na isipod na magbalik ulit para mag-attend. So, dito na ako nag-start na
So where do you think yung receiving stage doon at saka yung responding?
yung receiving is yung di ano pa lang kami, di nag-propose pa lang doon sa ano sa fellowship. And nag-attend me, and after days kay nagano na kami na actively participation kami kasi nagbalik na kami.
Okay, so what changed your perspective? What changed your perspective from a particular experience? Diba sabi mo, bakit nag-change yung perspective niyo na mag-attend na lang?
Kasi doon yung parang may magandang epekto para sa akin.
Because of the good effect. Okay. Thank you so much. So, that's responding, no? Kapag we are galing tayo doon sa aware tayo sa isang stimuli, papunta tayo doon sa to respond doon sa isang stimuli. So, here are some behavioral terms.
I think kailangan natin i-direct yung examples natin sa more effective na examples. Tulad na lang na, halimbawa lang, what is something that you, kasi kailangan natin learning ito, no? We're talking about learning, and then, since learning necessitates change, so the initial and the final should be different. So let's say, for example, there is something that you don't appreciate at first, but then later you appreciate it already. Okay. Okay, so dun tayo sa values. Ano ba yung mga hindi nyo binavalue dati na ibavalue nyo na ngayon? Do we have those examples?
Let's see, for example, meron you're aware na dapat tayo ay mag-take care ng environment natin, such as maglinis tayo, magtapon tayo ng basura sa tamang pagtapunan. So, you're aware, gano'n. And then, pag ano na tayo sa responding, you respond, doon ka na you respond doon sa isang stimuli, like yung mag-take care ng environment. You respond na doon like, parang naiintindihan mo na you need to do something para mapangalagaan yung ating kalikasan.
Okay, sige. Ano ba yung yung bago sa ating ngayon sa USM? Diba yung single-use plastics? Okay, kung nasa receiving pa lang tayo, ano yung ating behavior?
Aware lang tayo.
Okay,
Alam
so
natin na.
we are aware that there is a policy in the university for single-use plastic. Okay, so awareness, alam mo. But does that mean you are already willingly following it already?
No, ma'am.
Which is siguro paminsan-minsan lang kasi hindi makita, ilagay mo lang sa bag mo. Tapos itapon mo lang din sa basurahan later. Diba? Yung ganon. So kapag nasa next ka na, nasa responding na, what would be your actions now?
You take action na gawin yung, i-follow yung rule na yung mga bawal magdala ng plastic tips.
Okay, so you now follow the rules.
You're following the rules.
You're not just aware of it, but you follow the rule. Okay, so you respond. O tapos yung siguro yung following mo ay, ano ba yan? Consistent?
Next, hindi din masyado kasi minsan pag mag-respond ka, hindi din totally na nakapalo yung rules.
Okay, yung second level na yan, pwedeng maging consistencies pa. Pwedeng pinafollow mo lang kapag nare-remind ka, o pinafollow mo kapag may nagbabatay. Pwede na. Okay. Ano yung next na level? Use that as an example of
Next level is value weight. Everyone, reflect the student's holding of a particular importance or value.
Students display behavior with sufficient consistency in appropriate situations that are perceived as holding its value.
Okay. So here, di ba every time may nag-turo sa atin sa class, meron tayong na-acquire ng mga values such as teamwork, ano pa ba ang mga values na na-acquire natin? Respect, responsibilities, ano pa ba? Kindness, self-discipline, open-minded, mga ganun-ganun mga values. So, those values is naiintindihan natin. Different values. So, yun, naiintindihan natin siya. So, after natin doon sa responding, we know na diba na yun na, nag-follow na tayo ng rules na bawal magdala ng plastic dito sa classroom. So that value, naiintindihan natin na kapag magdala tayo ng single-use plastic is makaka-affect ito siya sa environment natin. Makakasira. So, to understand na hindi lang pala baliwala yung pag magdala lang ng plastic, pinabawalan lang kayo. Naiintindihan nyo na kapag dahil ginawa nila yun dahil para din sa kabutihan ng ating environment. So, you understand that specific value. Diyan yung level ng value. You understand that specific value na, ay, ito palang dapat na gawin. Yes? So, let's say for example, napansin nyo na yung classmate nyo is being bullied, being let out. So, yung na-learn mo na value na dapat, okay, I'll protect this. So, naiintindihan mo na dapat, kung nakita mo yun, hindi mo dapat yung gawin. Kasi aware ka na, dapat ang value, may value na ganito na hindi ka dapat nag-bully ng ibang tao. Ganon. So that's valuing. Naiintindihan natin yung isang specific na value.
Pwede ganun tanong. Doon sa doon sa valuing pa rin. Doon sa example na yung pagdala ng plastic. Ako, naiintindihan ko na bawal magdala ng single-use plastic kasi meron pa sa mga effect na sa environment. Naiintindihan ko na yun. Ngayon, minsan, nagdala pa rin ako ng plastic. Pero naiintindihan ko na bawal siya kasi may masamang epekto. Discipline ba na nasa value stage na ba ako? Kasi naiintindihan ko naman.
Okay. You break. Okay, class. Kapag ganun pa yung ginagawa nyo, what do you think? What do you think? Kapag ganun ang ginagawa mo sa Tara, are you in valuing stage? So, bakit? Okay. So what do you think? Anong level pa lang si Kuya pag ganun First level. Aware pa lang siya. Pero minsan lang daw sinusunod niya yung rules. Minsan hindi na
Hindi talaga alam paano i-gawin yung rules. Kasi, susunod ka rin siya.
So ano nga siya na level? Is it receiving, responsible? Importante talaga. So okay, thank you so much. Yun, Kuya Ben. Nasa responding ka pa lang kasi hindi mo pa naiintindihan kung gano'ng importante bawal magdala.
Hindi kasi, di ba may mga bagay na naiintindihan natin, but we don't value them, that much. So, ibig sabihin, ang valuing is not just merely understanding that it is important, but it is valuing the policy itself na may mag-remind man sa'yo o wala, or may makakita man o wala, dapat hindi ka magdala ng plastic kasi you value it. So, not just merely understanding that it is not appropriate.
Yes, that's correct. Yun naman talaga dapat. Yung binasabi ko naiintindihan mo, yung give value naman talaga kung naiintindihan mo. Kahit na naiintindihan mo, bakit yung naiintindihan yung value? No? Kung alam mo namang important yun. So we give value for yung naiintindihan natin yung isa.
Okay, yung word natin dyan, consistent. Sufficient, hindi ibig sabihin na 100% yan na hindi pa rin siya 100% kasi later makikita natin meron dyan sa organizing na yan. Grant naman na
Sige, okay, next question.
So, valuing yung example ni Kuya. Valuing na yun siya.
Kabalor mo na, i-value niya itong life, pero sometimes,
Hindi.
Dahil naman namin siya consistency ka din.
Consistency kaya siya na-ring mo siya.
Pero kung hindi nakadepende,
Nakadepende siya pa most of the time. So, pero dapat always mo na siya na ginagawa kasi naiintindihan mo yung value niya.
okay, sige, klaro lang natin ha. Di ba sabi yung adverb, consistency, the adjective is sufficient consistency. So that doesn't mean always. Because there may be some instances when we cannot really follow the rule because of other priorities. We learn that later. So next level.
Next level na. Anong question?
let's proceed the fourth level of method, which is the organized. So please read.
Students successfully internalize values. They encounter situations in which more than one value is relevant. This requires the necessity of organizing their values into a system such that certain values exercise greater control.
So at this stage, students need to compare, prioritize, and internalize values into their belief system. So we must decide how different values interact and who take precedence. So students internalize value in these situations where multiple values apply. So to navigate conflicts, we need to organize value into hierarchy. So we can allow certain values to priority. So for example is Mr. Small Mr. Small values both responsibility and friendship. So habang naglilinis si Mr. Small is sige
mag-cutting classes. Basta ba, Mr. Simon is refuse niya yung gustong gawin ni Diamond and instead, ang sinabi niya is saka na lang siya maganda pagkatapos ng klase namin. So ang ginawa niya is i-organize niya kung ano ba yung tamang gawin, no? Kung ano ba yung narapat gawin. Kasi they both value responsibility, which is yung nag-aaral siya and si Yamal is friend niya. So, ang ginawa niya is kumbaga, pinili niya kung ano yung mas tamang gawin. Next here is the behavioral terms. Organizing, appears, others, arranges, combines, compares, leads, events, explains, relates, generalize, generalize, integrates, modifies, organize, share example, na pwede yung gawin. First is synthesize different problem solving set challenge math problem. So at this activity is both requires student to internalize value, which is the logical sa math problem. So solving problem is both activities require internalize value, which is the logical problem solving, math, and science experiment. The technicity is they must synthesize and prioritize, and the better approach is showing their structure and cognitive thinking. Yes?
Dyan sa examples, paano yan naging example ng affective role? Anong affect ang pinapakita ng ability to synthesize different problem solving, strategy, formulate a hypothesis, parang more cognitive siya, no?
Sige talaga.
Sige, ganito na lang. I think yung examples na yan not so appropriate for affective. Mas cognitive ito kaysa affective. Mahalaga ma-identify natin. Balik tayo dun sa halimbawa natin na single-use plastic. Kasi sabi dito sa organizing, there are potential conflicts in a certain value. So my question is, what could conflict with your valuing, kasi for example, your valuing of that policy, yes, single-use plastic. And what might conflict? Ano yung mga factors na maaaring mag-conflict dyan sa value niyo? Time management. What is time management?
Kasi for example, may mga things na kailangan natin sa school.
More on necessity. And sometimes, hindi na available ang mga ito.
Sustainability na lang.
What might conflict? Like, ano yung mga instances na hindi ninyo talaga susunod yan? Yung single-use plastic na.
Yung magkabili pa ng parcel
prefer to use single-use plastic than buying.
Pero in the long run, buy paper bags.
Mas ano kasi, mas practicality. O sige, practicality tayo. Or cost.
Halimbawa lang, ano ba, hindi naman kasi available ang biscuit na hindi naka-plastic. Yes. So may mga instances na hindi ko talaga siya. Gutom na gutom ka na. Ikaw ba ay bibili ng mga pagkain na
Naka-plastic, single-use. Gutom na gutom ka na. Tapos, walang mabilihan na malapit na naka-paper bag lang. So, yung mga nandyan lang, single-use pa rin yun. So, that one, diba? Practicality, cost-effectiveness. Cost? Kasi yung mga ganyan. So, anong mas mahalaga sa'yo? Yung policy, pagsunod sa policy, or yung need mo at the moment? So, kadalasan sa atin yung need at the moment. So, mas naging... Pero pwede rin, may iba din na kaya nilang control. Like, they make plans already. Alam nila na wala talaga silang mabibili na hindi naka-plastic. So, magpaplano na yan sila, bili sila ng isang cup. Tama ba yun? Ng Skyflakes. O diba, may mga ganyan na mga solusyon. Isang ganun kalaking Skyflakes. Tapos ilagay mo sa lalagyan mo na seal. O, diba? May solusyon, mga bagay pa. Okay? So the idea is organizing. There are instances when there are other values that conflict with a certain value. And you'll be forced to make a decision which do you value more. So yun na yung you organize your values. Just like, do you value your grades more than honesty? Ayaw nga ganyan, di ba? Value your grades more than okay, ano ba yung mga values ninyo na nagpo-conflict? Love versus ay love versus responsibility. Okay, relationship versus academic tasks. So, anong mas mahalaga? Yung mga ganun, tatanong na, ano mas mahalaga sa'yo? Relationship over academic or academic? Other people, ano yung mga value na nagpo-conflict sa kanila for other people? Entertainment versus academic tasks. Entertainment versus academic tasks. Career versus... Okay, so, bakit ako lang nagtatanong? Alright, my other question here is that why is it important to clarify our values? Why is it important to clarify our values? Sige, let me rephrase this question, ha? Are there instances you find yourself saying one thing and doing another. Like sabi mo, the most important thing in my life is my academics. Pero kapag susuliin mo ng mabuti how you spend your time, it's actually not your priority. You just say it, but in reality, you don't do it. So medyo may gap sa idealized value mo, sa real values mo. So ngayon, balik ako dun sa tanong ko, why is it important to clarify your values? Okay? Class, sometimes, we are not aware na meron palang gap yung idealized value natin sa actual value natin. So once you are aware na meron gap, at clear sa yung values mo, what do you do? Kailan yung phrase na ang question ko? Diba? Once, let's say for example, unique concrete examples. Let's say for example, you say that you value the environment. So you try your very best to follow the no single-use plastics policy. But then, hindi mo pala na-realize, one day na-realize mo, nung nag-reflect ka, kasi reflective person ka, na-realize mo sa bawat araw pala, gumagamit ka ng single-use plastic. Kahit nasabi mo, binavalue mo yung environment. So now that you are, because of certain reasons, now that you are aware of it, ano yung pahalagaan mo? Now that you are aware, so ngayon napaisip ka, ano bang mas mahalaga sa akin? Yung pagbabali ko ng environment, pagbabali ko ng finances ko, pagbabali ko ng time ko. Let's say for example, you realize na mahalaga pa rin talaga yung pagbabali ko ng environment. Alright? Yung iba mga ginagawa ko, excuses na lang yun. I don't make so much effort. So let's say for example, tulad nung halimbawa kanina na pwede ka namang bumili ng hindi single-use yung nakatab, halimbawa ng biscuit na bakuhin mo araw-araw. Mas convenient yung naka-plastic, mas mag-effort ka doon sa ilagay mo pa siya sa bukunan mo na linisin mo pa. Okay, but then, you know na mas binavalue mo yung environment. So, ano yung importance nun ngayon na clear sa yung values mo? Ano ang importance? Ano importance na clear sa yung values? Ano nga? April. Okay. Sige, sino sa inyong family name or first name ay nagsisimula sa letter A?
Abinasa.
Abinasa. Sige, Abinasa. Alright. Bakit importante na klaro sa iyo kung ano yung values?
Important siya to know your value. Ano yung value mo? In a situation ka, meron kang parang yung paninindigan mo na even though na hirapan ka or disadvantage sa'yo, you still do what is right, ma'am, for yung
Okay. Minsan, I would agree with that, ha? Dapat na-clear yung values natin para kapag nag-reflect tayo, kasi ito yung ginagawa ko, ito yung binavalue ko, at hindi yata nag-a-align yung ginagawa ko sa binavalue ko. Then if you really value something, madali lang sa'yo mag-decide. Willing ba akong i-sacrifice yung ganito? Like, sacrifice, dagdag oras maglinis, naglalagyan, effort yung ganito. Medyo mas mahal bilhin niya tayo ganon, but in the long run, actually, mas mura siya. Mga ganun bagay. So, you know how to change your practices. Kasi clear ang values mo. Diba parang tayo din, yung minsan napapaisip ako ba, ay class, sabi ko like, my number one value is God. Pero when I look back, mas mga ginagawa ko, parang hindi naman si God yung number one na binavalue ko. Do you have that realization sometimes? Like, ano lang pala ako, like, puro salita lang pala ako, hindi pala siya sa gawa. O, di ba? Katatapos ng Ramadan, tapos tendency yan sa mga Christians naman, yung mag-reflect tayo, di ba? Kaya dapat lalo sa atin. Kayo ba nakalista yung mga values? Yan yung tinatawag class na values clarification. Like you list down. If I am in this situation, ano mas unahin ko? Pamilya ko, pag-aaral ko. Kasi minsan, actually, magpapalipin family at saka studies. Mas madali sa ating mag-decide, mas may peace of mind tayo, mas mapapanindigan natin, mas mag-proud tayo actually sa sarili natin na klaro ang values ko, kaya ko ginawa ito kasi mas mahalaga talaga ito kaysa itong another thing na mahalaga din naman. Okay?
Mas madaling mapili ko kung maka-afford.
Mas madaling mag-decide kung clear sa'yo ang yung priorities mo. Alright, sige, so ano tayo sa last?
Last level of everyone.
Internalization has taken place in an individual's value and priority to the extent that he or she can be characterized as holding a particular value or set of values.
So this is the idea that where the values are deeply embedded as student character. Their behavior and consistency reflects their internalized value in all aspects of life. So internalization happens when a person really adopts value as part of their belief system. For example, based tayo dun sa single-use plastic. So, as a student, sa single-use plastic is, kumbaga, yung mga, halimbawa, is sa campus, alam naman natin na bawal yung magdadala ng plastic, diba? So, dito sa characterizing is, alam mo na bawal magdala ng silipin. So, lagi mo itong ginagawa. I mean, yung magdala ng silipin, hindi mo na ginagawa. Right? Hindi mo na ginagawa. Kasi nga, possible na pag nakita ka is, possible na may multa. So, hindi mo na ito ginagawa. Hanggang sa nakasanayan mo na nagdadala ng plastic. So na naging part na siya ng daily life mo na hindi ka na magdadala ng plastic. Understand? Basically, the church organizes, asks, discriminates, displays influences, qualifies, performs, practices, opposes, qualifies, mentions,
Question muna bago muna. Your questions, you have ask questions, yes. Okay, last one piece lang na alam ko overtime na tayo. Pero tapos
So my question is, Paolo, please stand. Wait, kuwi na kasi. So how to explain the differences between these two stages, which is the characterizing and organizing?
The difference between organizing and characterizing are characterizing and organizing. Organizing muna. So for me, based on my own understanding, organizing is when you distinguish kung saan yung mas importante sa'yo na value. Let's say, for example, mas pinapakalagan mo yung isang value compared to the other one. Pero importante sila both, pero mas importante sa'yo yung isa. Mas pinapakalagan mo siya. And that way, mas madali kang nakaka-act when it comes to solving problems or something like that. Now, so ano yung characterization, di ba? Kasi, kung ano mo din? Okay. For internalization, based on that statement naman siya, a person can be characterized as a holding, he or she can be characterized as a holding particular values or set. So, siguro, for internalization is from the word internalize. Internalize mo na yung value to the point where, to the point where na like, kung tanongin ko, ay, kilala mo siya, oh, yun, yung maaga pagdating, oh, yun, yung parang ganun doon, parang ma-embody mo na yung pagiging, ma-embody mo na yung pagiging, yung pagiging maaga or something like that. So, siguro sa character, as internalization is, yung fully ma-adapt mo na talaga yung isang value. Like that. Thank you.
Can you give me an example from your life where you move from just believing in something to make it a part of your daily action?
Okay. Discrimination. Okay. Okay. So, one thing na ginaview ko lang dati as a beauty tapos i-practice ko na siya daily. Say for example, hindi ko makaati ka na ako nung video eh. Ikaw po na... Sarap lang. Siguro yung kasi dati, okay, dati lang sa Tinapawan, super lamig ng water. Tapos, ligo sa morning. Tapos, pero at that point, naanak na, okay, dapat magligo ko every morning. Pero galigo ko pag mag-school ha, like, for weekends lang. Pag abot ako there is, na-realize ako na maligo dapat ka everyday, grabe na yan. Ano na?
Parang naisip siya maligo kasi nga malamig. So, ayun. Naging part ng daily life. So, that's all.
Okay, class.